Hey guys, welcome to my page. Today we are going to break down this section of the Renaissance tour. This is the liftoff section. So now you see it looks like a Saturn type feel to this because of the rings around the planet and around the circle. So I think it's like a Saturn type feel, but I do want to get into something else a little bit more because I'm thinking maybe it's not Saturn. So in order to break this down, let's go back to Ishtar again. Ishtar is the mighty Mesopotamian goddess of love, beauty, and war, corresponding to the Sumerian goddess Inanna. As one of the most prominent deities, she is considered a member of the Anunnaki, which is the collective name given to the foundational pantheon of gods in ancient Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian traditions. Ishtar wasn't just any goddess. She sat as high-ranking, formidable member of the Anunnaki Council. Now let's go down a rabbit hole. What is the Anunnaki? Now, the Anunnaki is, again, a group of powerful deities in ancient Mesopotamian mythology. The exact translation of the word is debated by scholars, but it is generally interpreted as princely seed, princely offspring, children of Anu, Anu being the supreme Sumerian god, sky god, those who came down from the heavens. So in ancient texts, they were the supreme assembly of gods. Now in modern theory, however, they are considered ancient astronauts. They are framed as extraterrestrials from a mysterious planet called Nibiru. Again, Ishtar's connection to Inanna, connections to Venus. Now, this mysterious planet called Nibiru. Nibiru is a completely fictional, non-existent planet popularized by pseudo-scientific internet lore and conspiracy theories. So there's no planet called Nibiru. So basically, there's a theory that goes around that the Anunnaki people were aliens. I'm sure you see that popularized now. You just may not know the lore behind it. So this idea is that the Anunnaki are ancient aliens stems primarily from the works of author Zecharia Sitchin, who published a series of books starting in the 1970s, as well as the Ancient Aliens Hypothesis. Sitchin claimed that the Anunnaki originated from Nibiru, a hypothetical 10th planet in our solar system with a highly elliptical 3,600-year orbit. Now, theorists suggest these alien visitors came to Earth roughly 450,000 years ago to extract gold, which they desperately needed to repair their planet's failing atmosphere. When the lesser gods rebelled against the minor labor and the Anunnaki leaders, so they basically genetically modified early hominids by mixing their extraterrestrial DNA with that of terrestrial primates to create a human being as a workforce. 95 just to stay alive, 95 just to stay alive. Now look at this picture. This depicts the Anunnaki people. And look at that planet. Does it not look like rings around it and that glow? I think she is hinting at this newfound theory of Planet X and Nibiru and the Anunnaki people, which again ties into Ishtar and Venus and Aphrodite as we broke down before. There's also, I guess, an game around this, the Anunnaki Dawn of the Gods. And see, there's the planet, and it looks like wings around it, a spaceship. I'm not sure. I will have to dig a little deeper for that one. Now let's go back into the breakdown. Does that not look like now the Anunnaki planet? And you'll see it even further by the end of this as well. So again, here's the planet. She's singing Liftoff, and it looks like maybe it's Saturn. And then we go into the actual planet. and she zooms in, and we're going almost into another portal, another dimension. I want to slow this down because there's so many things here. So again, we're in space, and she's taken us through these clouds. This is our first interaction into whatever this planet is. And again, just another surrealism she uses in these breakdowns of Tor. So she's taken us through these clouds, and also, fun fact, from Greek mythology, the gods were known to live in Mount Olympus. That's where the gods lived. It was like their version of heaven, but really it was just Mount Olympus. So she's taken us through these clouds. I can actually speed this up here, so we're going to speed this along. And now she's taken us through these polka dots, whatever have you. But again, they're portals, and eventually we're going to land on one here that takes us to a whole new trip. And here it is. So we're coming into this scene, and we immediately see the high heels, 6-inch heels, maybe. She performs it. You see the horses in the clouds, and let's stop here. I have to use a screenshot here because it goes so fast. But do you notice there's 2 men or 2 people guarding this? So I researched that. And Alexiaris and Anicetus are minor demigods in Greek mythology, recognized as the twin sons of the hero Heracles and the goddess of youth Hebe. Born after Heracles achieved godhood, they served as guardians of Mount Olympus and protectors of fortified cities. This woman's mind is insane. Okay, let's get back into the actual breakdown of this. Now, it still goes very fast, so I'll do my best. But we can see this is somewhere in Echoville. She zoomed in from the hat to the car. We see cities, and we see so many portals, and there's just so much imagery to break down. And again, this just seems like it's inside of a planet. You got the 6-inch heels again. I really think she's performing that. And here we go. We exit out of it, out of this portal. There's Anicetus and Alexiaris, and we're coming up on Nibiru. That is the planet. I think that is where Beyonce is from. That's where the Anunnaki people is. That's where whoever the alien species that Beyonce is going to represent in these visuals is from this planet Nibiru. And I don't know, it's just, I feel that is going to be a central part of the visuals. So, of course, she is Ishtar, and she's from this Nibiru planet. This planet that doesn't exist. That is where she is from in these visuals. Now look as it closes up on this planet. This does not look like Saturn, it's green. And what do we get from that? We immediately see it transform, and we see the robot, the motherhood robot. Look at that. She's from that planet. And I think that will ultimately is Echoville. Echoville is the Nibiru planet. And then you see her boobs, which is flashing like green lights, which I think is cosmic rays, which I think is a genius way to do that. And she's on her spaceship. Remember, Ishtar, the Anunnaki people, are seen as aliens, and then it explodes, and that's when the Ley twins pop out. Ley twins, Alexiaris and Anicetus, the guardians of Mount Olympus. Oh, and another translation of Nibiru is crossing or point of transition. Transition, rebirth. I I connect that back to Renaissance. So essentially, we were in Echoville in this planet, extraterrestrial planet, and we had no idea. Thank you for watching. I'm just a Beyonce nerd, and I hope you enjoyed the video.